Hey everyone, it's HappyChimeNoises, and today we're looking at a Master AP Zeri support player on EU West. This guy has played a stupid amount of games of Zeri with a 56% win rate pretty much, and some of the KDAs he has in these games are outrageous. Like, he's picking support in these games, he's got 17 kills in this game, 14 kills in this game. AP Zeri's been getting quite popular recently, something that I thought maybe is a bit too meta almost for the main channel, but AP Zeri support is something I haven't seen at all. The laning on this pick is actually probably the most interesting part, so we're going to have a look at how he lanes, and then after laning phase, how he can just start one-shotting people, even with just like auto attacks. Obviously everyone knows Zeri is a stupid champion, but Zeri support's actually quite interesting. Quickly before that, as you guys all know, I make videos that are interesting strategies that you can try out in League, but now I want to give you an opportunity to compete for something more than just a League of Legends rank. This is Z-League, a tournament website that has League of Legends. You can play meta or even try off meta strategies in the tournament because you're always playing against people of your own skill level, while being able to compete to earn a cash prize. Lots of these tournaments are even free to enter, and you can do them while you just play League. Like this one is Unranked Summoner's Rift, win as many matches as you can before losing 2. So while you're just playing League, you can join this tournament and try and win some money. Check out Z-League at the link in the description, and thanks to them for sponsoring. So here we are in game. Ayan, the Master Zeri support player, AP Zeri support player, probably has his screen off at this point, not watching. Gets very lucky. I honestly hate people who do this, but I'm glad he's not dead at least. People who don't pay attention immediately as the game starts, start running it down, die for level 1. I mean, in this game I guess it works out. They somehow kill Nautilus. Makes absolutely no sense to me. Honestly, this game, I mean, it's a bit unfair. They have a level 1 lead, so we'll see how much that matters. No flash on Zeri, no ignite, so it's not going to be a super easy early game for them. It actually should probably even out, even though Zeri got this early kill. Playing against Yasuo AD carry, the Ezreal on your team, it's honestly a pretty risky lane right now for Zeri without the flash. I don't think it'll be that one-sided, honestly. But the interesting thing about Zeri support is obviously the Q ability, no cost, so you can just spam it constantly. Every 1.5 seconds you can be harassing enemies. Since you're building AP, the damage isn't amazing, but it is good for proccing your spell thieves, like literally whenever it's up. You can see he's got first strike as well. But this ability right here is why support Zeri is interesting. There are, I think, 2 or 3 spots in the lane, maybe a couple more depending on where the enemies are standing, where you can get the W through the wall. It currently does 112 damage. It's what he maxes every game though, and so by the time it gets level 5, it's doing some serious damage. And when enemies are not pushed back to their tower, getting zoned off because they're level 1, you can get W through tower like that. That one is one I have not actually seen before, harassing people under tower with almost no way to dodge it if they're standing here. You can also get some through this wall up here, going like that. You can get one through this wall, so if they're standing here, you can get that. If the lane's even, you can get it through this wall, and of course if they're like warding river or anything, you can use it through there as well. So it's a really good harass tool. And one other really good harass tool is the auto attack. You can see charge building up underneath their health bar. There is some stupid scaling on the auto attack. You can see the damage right there. Probably then it was about 100 damage. The late game, literally just this auto attack on support Zeri can pretty much one-shot people. That's how good the ratios are in this passive. I mean, Zeri isn't supposed to be an AP champion. Riot aren't really balancing her. She's broken one patch, terrible the next patch. So you can't really say that she's balanced around AD. She's not balanced around anything, but she's definitely not balanced to be an AP champion. And so there are some stupid things that she can do as an AP champion, and that's part of the reason why she's become popular in mid lane. So in this double ranged lane against what is double melee, not much the enemies can really do to walk up and contest anything. It's a very free lane. It's a bit similar to Caitlyn Morgana in some ways, that you can just constantly pressure the enemies and use that to win lane without having to do much else. Free tower hits thanks to the Q. Get some free gold, dodges away. Just gonna base I think now. They're actually staying around. Zeri holding lane like a good support. Already has 1,800 gold, as much as anyone else in the game thanks to that first blood. Jumps over the wall with E. Pretty sweet dodge, actually. Quite a safe pick also, because if you're ever caught out, you can always just E back over the wall, similar to Bard. Bard isn't a champion who usually dies in lane because of how many options he has. Don't know if this play is going to work. No CC, unfortunately. But yeah, Zeri can also go... I'm not certain if they patched it or not, but when she came out, she could go across these walls. It might still be there, where you can just like slide back basically to your tower, but I definitely know you can do it over here. And you could also do it over this, just to get some extra distance. Q goes through minions if you use your E, so it's good for pushing wave. Facing buys immediate blasting wand. Another thing, obviously Zeri, AD carry usually. Very good against champions that have shields, since you steal them. Not a great play by EU West Showmaker, unfortunately. Looks like he's still going for a mid roam here though. You can W while you're in the wall, as you see there, so it expands the skill shot as you're flying. He should get this kill. No. Can he get a W off and snipe this guy? Oh, that was so close. So yeah, AP Zeri, I think at any point you can cast W while you're inside the wall, and then it'll go off. You can also do it at the start and then E, and so it casts and goes off, cancelling the animation pretty much. So that's really, really valuable. Unfortunately gets collapsed on, gets absolutely one-shot, nothing he can do there. Straight back to mid lane. This guy doesn't care about bot lane anymore, I guess. Buys his sweeper. I believe he's probably looking just for like first strike at the moment, since nothing's happening bot lane. Man, he literally just dealt half of the Lux's health bar in 2 abilities. 500 damage with basically no cost. His W cost 70 mana, Q obviously no cost. Auto attack was actually where most of that damage came from. An auto attack no cost. Just gotta charge it up. You can see here before the fight started, fully charged passive damage on the auto attack. So he can honestly just contribute by auto attacking. Does like 150 damage there and they'll just kite away. Ease away. Actually drops a W to try and snipe the kill at the end. There is a lot you can do with this champion, play-wise. Zeri is such a cool champion. They just need to, like, nerf her ability to kite things. Of course, the trick to get out of base, using E over here, off in our Zeri jungle video. I think Zeri jungle quite literally scales with how good Zeri is. If Zeri's good, Zeri jungle's really good. If Zeri sucks, Zeri jungle is much worse than any other jungle pick. Zeri support, I think, has a bit more wiggle room, because she can do stuff like this whether she's good or not. Her WAP ratios, as far as I know, are never the kind of thing that Riot change when she gets nerfed or buffed. That's the kind of thing you've been able to do since she got released, that like stupid amount of burst. Because there was another Master player around January or something when I made the Zeri jungle video. It was actually Appo, if anybody knows who that is, the guy who is quite a legendary EU West player. I added him because he was playing Zeri support, like just after the champion came out, playing AP Zeri support. As far as I could tell, he was the one who invented these like wall W strategies in bot lane. He managed to get Master super quickly with it. Unfortunately, since Zeri was so strong at the time, it was just banned out for him every single game, so he couldn't even play it anymore. But at least somebody is continuing his legacy. This guy getting to Master pretty much solely with AP Zeri support. Not a great fight mid lane, unfortunately. So Zeri back on the map with Lost Chapter, just protecting his jungle. W over the wall into a... yeah, I mean, the damage at this point. He does more damage than probably his mid laner right now. His ultimate dealing 265 straight up damage, his W dealing literally pretty much the same amount of damage as the ultimate giving movement speed and stuff as well, and damage. Bonus damage on his Q with the chaining, which scales with AP. It does also scale with AD, which should theoretically be balanced for AD carry role. I don't think it is balanced at the moment, but yeah, as far as I'm aware, Riot don't really mess with the AP ratios. So this pick, I think it was nerfed at one point, which is why it got less popular in mid, but this guy's still handling it completely well on support. Go for another W through the wall. He pretty much never... Man, you see the auto attack damage. Trinamir here on 360 damage. Straight up auto attacked by Zeri and just dies. There's no counterplay to just an auto attack. Sure, you can dodge Zeri W. You can barely dodge her huge ultimate. The range is like this big. You definitely cannot dodge her auto attacks. I believe at some point he might get Lichbane as well for the extra burst with autos. That'll be interesting. I've seen some very nice one-shots just with auto attacks.
What the fuck?
Buys first item Ludens, so you can see he's really snowballing in this game. He's even in gold with everyone else. Always using his W through the wall. Just a quick E over the wall into ult. This is the kind of support you hate playing against, where they can just show up super mobile. It's like a brand, but a brand who can dash over walls and 1v1 you. Could have been a good spot to not W through the wall there, but still does, whether it was on purpose or not. Not even taking this free wave in mid lane. What a wholesome support player this guy is. I would always recommend picking something, I mean, maybe not Zeri support if you're picking support in lower relos, but at least something that has the ability to carry if you get some kills. Nautilus, you can see it already in this game, how little he can really do to impact the game. He's definitely not going to be the carry, whereas Zeri getting Luden's proc auto attack 300 damage onto Yasuo with one hit. It's a bit of a support diff already. Has dash to go over the wall if she wants to. Just gonna go for a W. KS, nice. You can see 8 stacks on the Dark Seal. Definitely something I recommend on all AP supports. Buy it as early as you can. Try and get stacking. Oh my god, that damage through Yasuo shield as well. Yasuo pretty much got hit by Zeri W and Q. Almost dies. Actually, tower diving on Zeri, never a good idea, since she can't hit through towers. Does flash the Yasuo ult damage though. Just a straight up WQ kills Yasuo from about a quarter health. A support shouldn't be allowed to do this. I mean, he's got very fed in this game, 10 Magi stacks, buys boots, and a Hextech alternator. He does have the most damage in the game right now, but it is something that you can do even if you're not super fed. It'll just take longer. Like, you shouldn't be able to get to this point this quickly. This guy is having the game of his life. Can always E over this wall. Yeah, gets out. Pretty safe pick. Wow, that snipe was so clean. Using W as he's going across the wall just to snipe the Nautilus. I want to see this again. W over wall, or E over wall, W when he is around here. Nautilus doesn't see it coming, gets sniped by it. This guy has the Zeri tricks down, that's for sure. I want to see an auto attack onto this Yasuo. Using W behind the enemy so that if they run away, they'll get hit. Auto attack on Yasuo without even having Lich Bane does half of his health. This is part of the reason why Zeri mid is good, because you can quite literally get to this point every game with not as much risk as support. But his W damage, 760 we saw in that last hit on the camp. Ult damage as well, 410, pretty much undodgeable. Not terrible, much better than Blitzcrank's ult. Another snipe. It's a very oppressive support pick, because at this point if enemies walk out towards the map and try and do anything, Zeri will just snipe them with W. I think if he E's over this wall he could kill Lux with just Q auto attack. A W snipe, 700 damage, takes Lux down, just a 450. If Zac jumps in, then Yasuo is dead for sure. I don't believe Yasuo Wind Wall blocks Zeri W either. Definitely blocks her Q. More snipes, going over the wall. Ult, crazy AoE range. You see 12 kills, and this game is going so quickly. This is not a normal League of Legends game. He's speeding it up so much just by the amount of damage he does. Getting jumped on by Vi. Vi, one of the picks who literally is picked to counter Zeri at the moment. I think there's a bit of overlap in pro play where pro players pick Vi to lock down Zeri because Zeri can dash around so much and you just can't dodge Vi's ult. And then even if Zeri isn't in the game, the pro players who have been practicing Vi and scrims are like, Vi's pretty good, and so they pick it in other stuff. I think that's part of the reason why it's being picked even when it's not against Zeri. Actually, when you ever see a AD carry chasing down a Trinity by the way, it's a really safe pick because Zeri never has to actually auto attack and be super close range. If she just spams W through walls, then enemies can lose the game just straight up that way. Not using anything. You can see always like she's behind this tower so that she can use W on Trinity if she wants to. Just auto attacks him to death, no problem. 25 stacks Mid-Chais, Shadow Flame. This support's basically got 3 items. Enemy support Nautilus, Aegis of the Legion, Plated Steel Caps, Kindle Gem. I don't know about you guys, but I think this might be the way to climb in solo queue. Obviously a pretty hard style to learn to start with, but you see how rewarding it is when you can just W over a wall for 500 damage. This area is controlling the whole map. W into bushes, I believe gives you vision still. I'm not certain. I'm pretty sure it does, and so that's like one of the ways you can scout. Vi is dead. Auto attack pretty much did a similar damage to the W there. Vi can't get into our jungle, Zeri's taking over. I just love seeing the burst damage. Usually I hate stomp games, but it's just so surprising every time it happens to me. Again, W through this. Every time he's Wing, just using it through something. Flashes forwards and just one-shots that guy. You can see whenever he Qs now, it'll go through these minions. Pretty reasonable AP damage. The Q is more of a tickle than anything. You can see he can Q tower for some good damage. He doesn't actually manage to get Lich Bane in this game, but it is something you could buy. I think on mid lane's area it's okay. It depends if you're going for like the one shot with auto attack and lots of like hitting, or if you're going for like snipes with lasers. I think the snipes with lasers is the one with less counterplay, and so probably better. Like in this game against the Yasuo, you wouldn't really want to go for an all-in auto attacking build. He'll just block it. You see here the small problem with Zeri support, that it's not a pick where you want to be all-inning in fights. He might just kill this guy with an auto attack, pretty much. Auto attack ignite, he's dead. But in a more even game, that could have been an easy fight for the enemy team. So this pick isn't like 100% whatsoever, like 3 wins. You have to play very patient, and some of the time that can be very bad for you. If you consider Nautilus, for example, on the other side, all he ever cares about doing is going in for his teammates. If Zeri goes in, she will die. And so that's kind of the weakness. You're mega strong, I guess similar to Xerath. Like if you're really far away, you're so good. Much better than Xerath, to be honest. One-shots the Lux at the end. When you go in, you have to make sure that you know you're going to get the kill and you're not going to just get one-shots like he did just then. Honestly, this pick is a lot stronger than I thought it was. I thought it would be nerfed, but I guess Zeri is just still quite good. I know that there were some challenger mid lane players playing it as well, especially on NA, it got really popular. Who knows if we're going to see it more. I think that Zeri is just too good as an AD carry and pro play to ever see AP Zeri come out at the moment. But my hope is that they nerf AD carry Zeri, because that shit is so boring. All she does is kite, no one can ever touch her. At least with AP Zeri you get the crazy damage lasers and the huge one-shot damage ultimate. I'd much rather see that in games. If you want to try it yourself, then here are the runes. Build obviously Dark Seal early on, AP support item, Ludens first. Upgrade to Medjai's if it's going really well, because you can just 1v9 carry the game. Shadow Flame good, Sorcerer Shoe's good. Zhonya's okay, not amazing. Rabadon's probably better. Just as much AP as you can find, pretty much. So yeah, if you want a super high damage, mobile support who's like an assassin, then Zeri's pretty good. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time.